Will know more. Maybe too much.
Cat.
You don't trust him?
Okay.
I trust him to defend us. I do not trust a rising military influence in a supposedly civilian initiative. We came here to make history, Ryder, not repeat it. Ugh, goddamn poetry.
Okay.
Excuse me, Director Addison.
Ryder?
It's Pathfinder.
Ryder, we're starving here. If we don't get a foundation of outposts to feed the initiative, we might as well be 600 years dead. Alec promised a lot. None of it panned out. That's what you're up against. Why people won't trust you. Why I don't trust you. Prove me wrong.
Okay. Speak with Director Tan in Pathfinder Headquarters. Okay. Rozumiem, że w tą stronę. Yep. Open the door. I coś cutscenka.
Where we landed, Habitat 7. It wasn't even close to livable.
That's been true of every world we found. Ryder, we were discussing your next expedition.
You trust me now?
I thought it didn't measure up as Pathfinder.
Director Addison keeps her own counsel. I keep mine.
Okay.
And when you disagree,
I oversee the entire initiative, and I have decided to give you a chance to prove yourself. To that end, the Scourge dealt us a serious blow. Whatever it is, our scientists theorize it's not natural.
An artificial energy cloud?
It wasn't here when we left the Milky Way, yet it rendered all the golden worlds unlivable. Then there's the aliens you ran into, the Ket. They're obsessed with alien structures we found scattered around the cluster. They'll do anything to prevent others from accessing them. It seems murder isn't exclusive to the Milky Way.
Okay.
Now the challenge is to settle a world in spite of all that. This one here. Eos.
Eos.
You need to increase the viability of the planet so we can establish an outpost. Then we can bring more colonists out of stasis. The more colonists
Viability.
we have, the more resources we can gather to support the Nexus. Everything
Okay.
depends on it. There are 6 worlds we hope to settle.
okay. But you said every planet you found is unlivable. So, how do I...
A good Pathfinder would relish the challenge of solving it.
Right. I think I should go check on things.
And if I fail, I guess it's no sweat off your back, right? You'll just look for another Pathfinder?
Placing bets on people is part of my job. Some of them pay off. Others...
Just by the way.
Just point me to my ship and I'll be out of here.
They're prepping it now in the docking bay. The coordinates for Eos will be in the computer.
Okay.
And when you have a moment, we should discuss the missing arcs.
I was wondering about that.
Huh?
Something wrong?
Ryder, please see me and Sam node on the Hyperion. Your implant needs attention, and we need to discuss a confidential matter.
No, I'm fine.
Możemy jeszcze z tą pogadać?
Ryder, you have my condolences for your father.
O,
I
thanks.
appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning the initiative. I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
What happened to them?
Any idea where they went?
Nothing certain, but tens of thousands of colonists are unaccounted for. It paints the initiative in an unflattering light. Did you have some other business?
Missing arcs.
Any more information you can give me on the missing arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian arcs are completely unaccounted for. If they had the same problems with the Scourge that we did, I fear the worst. Should you find any clues, please investigate. Without the other arcs, the promise of the initiative can never be fulfilled.
Okay.
Are there any other arcs we should expect?
We had hoped Quarians would be part of the first wave, but before departure in 2185, we got word they had technical problems with their ship. It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications. We won't see them for some time to come.
Okay. Planet viability.
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the Ket, or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any Pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
Forward stations.
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask.
Dybry.
It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining,
Nie wiem kto.
equipment repairs, and
Zmień
resupply for
kolor
field
niku na
teams.
jaśniejszy, bo nie umiem tego
We
przeczytać.
want that. But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
Okay. Nexus troubles.
It sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly,
Gavlok?
I would say we're more
Aha.
than up for the challenge.
Witaj.
Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster.
Okej.
Scourge killed hundreds, many of them
Z
of senior
Natalą?
leadership.
A, pozdrawiam.
Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
Cien Garson.
How did
Kto to
Gene
taki?
Garrison die?
With the rest of the leadership, when the Nexus hit Scourge, a large wing of stasis pods was destroyed.
Oh.
They were killed instantly. These people traveled 600 years and died before they even woke up. Gian Garson never glimpsed Helios. She never saw her vision realized.
Scourge Disaster. Co to takiego?
Cantor's mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising followed. We had no choice but to turn to the Krogan to deal with them. They crushed the mutiny and the criminals were banished. Exiles, we call them. I doubt we've heard the last of them. They're led by an outlaw, Sloane Kelly.
Sloane.
Used to be one of ours.
Sloane Kelly.
Who is this Sloane Kelly?
She was head of security on the Nexus. She
Oh.
opposed the uprising at first, but eventually turned traitor and joined them. Misguided sympathy for the plight of the common citizen? Nonsense. They posed a direct threat to our existence.
Where are the Krogans?
There don't seem to be many Krogan around.
Good riddance. The Krogan demanded a greater say in political matters. The last place you want them involved. Their muscle, nothing more.
O,
Good for fighting
rasista.
and lifting heavy objects. When they didn't get what they wanted, they left.
They left.
Why don't you like the Krogan?
It's common knowledge that they are a violent, ignorant species. Long ago, they waged nuclear war on one another. Their planet was decimated. My people tried to uplift them, but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to Andromeda? We'll all be dead.
Przesadzasz. The Andromeda Initiative.
What more can you tell me about the initiative?
It represents the greatest migration ever attempted. No one had ventured beyond the Milky Way before.
Okej,
We've
to
all
już
left home
słyszałem.
in search of freedom, fortune, perhaps a new beginning. We are the bravest souls each species has to offer. I hope the Nexus will serve as the seat of government for us all.
O Boże, ile dialogu. Initiative Origins.
What do you know about the early days of the initiative?
As most everyone knows, Gian Garson's vision made it happen. She was an entrepreneur on Earth.
Entrepreneur.
Young for a human. Garson
Nowe
had
słowo.
the idea for the initiative in the early 2170s, I believe. Many thought leaving the Milky Way was impossible. But she persevered. And as with most great ideas, the doubters were wrong.
Okay. Motivations for coming.
Why do you think most people came?
There are thousands of reasons, one for every colonist here. What does any pilgrim seek? Usually, happiness, finding the thing that eludes them, the thing to fulfill them. While we cannot promise they will find it, we can facilitate the search.
Okej. So, jakie mamy inne gatunki
It
na
looks like a
Nexusie?
melting pot around here.
The Nexus is home to several initiative species. Many came ahead of the Arks. The hope is that this station will one day serve as the governing body in Andromeda. Though I'm not sure what they were thinking, lumping Krogan into the mix. As a Solarian, my kind tend to have a low opinion of them. Nothing I've seen here has changed that.
Okay. What was the town's role?
As director of the initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If the others would allow me. They don't see me as the rightful successor.
Great luck.
So how does anything get done?
In theory, Kesh handles the Nexus's physical operations, Kandros runs the militia, and Addison manages colonial affairs. I oversee all of it. In practice, we argue, debate, and yell at each other until a decision is made. If we're lucky. It is maddening.
Why the doubt?
What's their problem with you?
I am not Gian Garson. Our founder was charismatic, eccentric, larger than life. Traits I cannot hope to mimic. She and her inner circle perished in the Scourge, some at the hands of the Exiles, some never made it out of stasis. I was deputy assistant for revenue management. Then all 7 leaders above me died. I was next in line for the role.
Revenue management.
So, you're an accountant?
Don't let that fool you. We are all capable of more than we know. When I was young, I was fascinated by the idea of exploring space. Life had its detours, and I went a different direction. Then I heard about the initiative, and saw my chance to try the path not taken. While I may not be setting foot on new worlds, my authority can ensure that you do.
Okay.
Right. Sorry.
I think we have enough.
Thanks for your time.
I'm happy to help. You will find our futures depend on each other's success. Good luck.
Jesus. Ile dialogu. Coś do zeskanowania? Nope. Information wall. What did you do? Raipati.
Hey, you okay?
I'm fine. My arms got the brunt of it.
Stuff exploding like this happen often?
Back right after the mutiny, we had a lot of this happening. But not lately.
I wasn't there during the mutiny.
Lucky. I thought we were done with this, honestly. That maybe I was just being paranoid.
Why paranoid?
What is there to be paranoid about?
We've had 3 malfunctions in the past week.
That's not good. Sorry, understatement.
Yeah. And now I have more repairs.
Did you report this?
Did you talk to security about this?
How can I? For all I know, someone in security is the one doing this. I've scanned all the potential sabotage areas I can think of. But I don't know who to trust anymore.
Sounds like a lot went down before the Hyperion docked.
Yeah, I guess. Wait. That's it. You can't possibly be involved in this. You weren't even here during the mutiny.
Okay.
Would you, if you have time? Maybe you could help me. If they start hitting critical systems.
Okay. Why not?
Sure thing. What can I do?
If you could scan these other panels while I fix this one, that'd really help. I've sent the locations to your Omni tool. Just send me the data when you're done.
Okay. Side quest. Okay, co to za information wall?
Hello, I'm Gian Garson, founder of the initiative. It's through your hard work that the vision of the Nexus has come to life.
Okay.
You and all your colleagues bind our proud new colonies together. Look around at your achievements. And if you have any questions, my door is always open.
Founder Garson's office is located at workspace not allocated.
Może przyjdziemy tu kiedy indziej. Że chciałbym trochę pozwiedzać. Spływy w samą The Hyperion. To jest główna misja. Co mamy tutaj? Dzień dobry.
What am I going to do?
Mariette.
It's not right. It's not fair.
Wow, ale jest wysoka.
Oh my, you're... So it's true. A Pathfinder has found us. There's hope at last. Maybe you could help. You're impartial. This whole thing has gotten so political.
Okay.
My husband, he's locked up and slated for exile for a crime he didn't commit.
What was the crime?
What exactly was he convicted of?
They don't exile you for petty theft. Well, maybe this bunch would. They say it's murder. They're calling him the first murderer in Andromeda, but the dead man was his friend. He wouldn't have. There are witnesses and evidence, but it's all circumstantial. At worst, it was an accident. His name is Nilken Rensis. He could give you the details if you were willing to speak with him. Please.
There might not be time. Pogadamy z nim, spoko.
I'd be happy to.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure the jailer will allow you a visit. Please, tell Nilken I love him.
What the hell? I have to tell him I love him? I didn't sign up for it. Oh, Liam, siema.
Pathfinder, no time for our beer yet. This place is a mess. Security is, let's call it strained.
I can believe it. The Nexus is running on empty.
Not just that. A lot of the exiles were security. Everyone was trained and armed for Frontier. We know Ket are dangerous, and now we have to worry about our people too. No idea where they went, but they left mad.
They may be all dead. Let's not write them off.
There's apparently no viable planets in range. Exile may have been a sanitized death sentence.
What a shit show. Pathfinder, we have to get this back on track or we don't survive. No pressure, right?
We'll get it back to spec.
As long as the Nexus is here, as long as we're here, we have a job to do.
Double down crisis mode.
Double down!
We can do that.
Yeah.
Ready and willing, Pathfinder.
Okej. Coś tu? Do zeskanowania? Nope.
But the planet was toxic.
Kogo mamy tu? Profesor Herrick.
I still reckon they had breather gear stowed in that armor.
Perhaps both. Life is infinitely...
You must be the Pathfinder. Wonderful. You and your Sam are exactly what we need.
Thanks, Mr...
Professor Herrick, my colleagues and I will work with your Sam and the data you gather to solve Andromeda's scientific mysteries.
What are your specialties?
What fields do you study?
Herrick's into life sciences. I do planetary geology, oceanography, rocks and runoff. Aradana's the space and math whiz.
Not that we've had much to study, with everyone cooped up for 14 months.
But your data on the Scourge flows like poetry. Now we can better advise on repairing the damage it caused.
And maybe Addison will give us a real workspace. Who can think with all this racket?
Okej. Zostało nam porozmawiać z Cashem i z Kandrosem. O, czyżby tu był sklep? Security footage. Oh! Damage control, Kandros. As you're aware, there was a mutiny aboard the Nexus during your absence. Events escalated quickly, but we believe it began with a fire in hydroponics and theft in the armory. Motivations for the uprising vary. Mob mentality was certainly a factor, but for the leaders, including your predecessor, former security director Solane Kelly, it was a conscientious betrayal. There have been perfunctory attempts to catalog and address the damage caused by Solane people during the uprising. Supplies stolen, equipment broken, things of that nature. But I was hoping the militia could step in and draw up an official report. It's imperative we know that we know what we are working with if we are going to survive. Director Tan, okay. Odpowiedź. Director Tan, I need my people focus on defending the station, not taking inventory. If you really need militia oversight, I'll get Sergeant Niels to look at it. That said, it was my understanding the exiles were more Calyx people than Solaeans. Isn't he the one who started the mutiny? Calyx Corvanis may have started it, but Solane made her allegiance clear. I know she held you in high regard, but I hope you can be impartial when it comes to this task. Okay. Solenka is not who I thought she was. There won't be a problem. Good, then we won't object to spending a small and discreet reconnaissance team to find out where Solen and the exiles might have gone. When we do get colonial efforts up and running, I don't want any surprises. Follow up. Okay. Trials code. Found what looks like abandoned caps in the pre-fire system, but none with living inhabitants, only graveyards. The conspirator Irda was among the dead, but not Salon Kelly. Okay. Trochę czytania. Język mi się trochę połamał. Take everything. Okej, z kim jeszcze nie rozmawialiśmy? Arms Merchant. Shop. Tak. I tu jest sklep. Okej, mam 100 kredytów. Wow. Sell all salvage. Za 1200. Okej. N7 Crusader. Ultra Rare Shotgun. To jest za 1600. Prawie nas na to stać. Okay. Sergeant Acker. Hello.
Help you?
Help you? What?
Here to see Nilken Rensis.
Ah, our murderer. Wife's here all the time. Guess she told you her sob story. Nilken, you're moving up in the world. There's a Pathfinder wanted to chat with you.
Oh.
The Pathfinder, huh? They called in the big guns to exile Andromeda's first murderer.
That's not why I'm here.
I'm not here to exile you. Told your wife I'd look into things.
At this point, it's too late. They found me guilty.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
I was part of the futile effort to set up a colony on Eos. We were on our last legs, overrun by hostiles, our leader dead. The security chief, Reynolds, my friend, he refused to call for evacuation. I argued with him. Everyone saw.
And then he ended up dead.
So when he was killed, people assumed you did it?
For good reason. He ordered us to regroup and counterattack. We were moving through a sandstorm. I saw movement, thought it was the Ket, and I guess I panicked and fired. A witness saw the chief's chest explode.
So it was unintentional.
Sounds like an accident.
That's what I told them. But I was enraged when we argued. There's a recording. It's ugly. Everyone's certain I did it on purpose so we could evacuate. Only my word otherwise.
The evidence will decide.
I'll check out the evidence. Maybe something doesn't add up.
It'd be nice to have someone with an open mind looking at it. You're
Okay.
a Pathfinder. I'm sure Kandros would give you access. Maybe there's still hope.
Speak with Kandros. And where is Kandros? You are Kandros? You are Kandros. Nice.
I know that look. The others bent your ear, did they?
What?
Something like that?
You get used to it. Just focus on being a Pathfinder. Can't argue with results, though they'll try. Anyway, welcome to Militia HQ. Excuse the mess. This office fields militia work, Nexus security, and looking for the Turian Ark.
What's the word on the Turian Ark?
Scattered readings. Some indicate the Natanus was destroyed, others that people are alive. Who knows?
Okay.
If you need anything, come see me, even if it's just a vent.
I have other questions. Murder case.
I spoke with Nilken Rensis, the man found guilty of the murder on Eos.
Yes, our first murder here in Andromeda. I wish it had been our last. When the colony attempts failed, it didn't help spirits that a high-ranking officer was killed by one of our own. The mutiny here on Nexus was probably inevitable, but this acted as a spark.
And he was found guilty.
So there was a trial and he was found guilty?
It was short and decisive. Despite the lack of physical evidence, everything added up. His only defense was, trust me, I didn't mean to do it.
That matters.
That is the difference between murder and accidental death.
In this case, motive plus opportunity plus eyewitness account equals murder. Look, knock yourself out. A key witness, Cassidy Shaw, works in operations. Go ahead and talk to her. And there's a recording of the perpetrator threatening the victim. I'll let you cue it up on the console there. As far as I'm concerned, this case is closed.
Who is the cat?
What do you know about the enemies we've encountered? The Ket.
We usually see them on worlds with those alien structures. The Ket don't take kindly to anyone studying them. Not sure why. They don't talk to us. Every time we cross paths, there's a fight or they take prisoners.
Why? What do they want?
No one knows. But I've seen their weaponry and what they do to those prisoners. I want them a long, long way from the Nexus.
Okay. Militia uses.
It's rough out there. I might need backup, if you can spare the people.
I have strike teams specializing in assault and extraction. If you need serious firepower, my Apex teams have you covered.
Okay.
In fact, I could give you authority to dispatch them. It'll cut down their response time.
Thank you.
Our current ops are on the terminal. See if there's anything that could use a shot where it counts.
Coming to Andromeda.
What brought you out here to Andromeda?
I was tired of being the good one.
Yeah?
Good one?
The Kandros family is old military. There were expectations, you know?
Ah.
And my sister became a sculptor, and cousin Irene went pirate on Omega. Everyone was proud that I stayed in service. But I kept wondering, when do I get my adventure? Jen Garson's dream was so grand, so gutsy, I had to...
Okay. What is your role here?
You talk like you weren't part of the leadership. How did you end up commanding the militia?
I was escorting a prospecting team on some moon when those Ket found us. They penned us like cattle for experiments. I managed to get loose, snatched a gun, and freed the others. By the time we killed the bastards and headed back to warn the Nexus, everyone looked at me like I was in charge.
That sounds familiar.
The militia grew from there. Funny, once the heat is on, all kinds of people rise to the top.
Turian welfare.
Are the other Turians managing okay?
So-so. We're not good at sitting around in a crisis. Service before self gets drummed into us at boot camp. That's probably why so many of us are in the militia. We like to earn our citizenship, whatever galaxy we're in. But it's hard to focus with our arc missing.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
You and me both, Pathfinder.
Engineering update. We are working on accessing more power from the Hyperion.
Recording, datapad, team strike missions.
This console reports on the militia's current strike team missions, Pathfinder. Please speak with Tyrion Kandros for authorization to participate.
That's the console for our strike teams.
What are they?
Assault and extraction squads. When we need the best, I have Apex, combat experts who've signed up to defend us. Since you have a front row view of the cluster, I can give you authority to dispatch them.
Dispatch them for what?
What situations should they handle?
Protecting civilian outposts, holding key positions, or just distracting the Ket. Authorization complete. Good luck out there.
Okej. Wypróbujmy to w takim razie. Co tu mamy? Oh. Apex mission. Select to complete in multiplayer or to assign a strike team. Strike team. Strike team can be sent on mission to support the Andromeda initiative. If they succeed, they will earn XP and Raider will gain a reward. If they fail, they earn only a small amount of XP and no special rewards. Apex is the most elite strike team in the cluster and handle critical missions. Select a mission and press space to send Apex. Your progress will be automatically saved before multiplayer is launched. Aha. You will then play the role of an Apex operative in a small squad. Play Apex mission in multiplayer, either with friends or through public matchmaking, to earn strike team rewards for Raider and additional bonuses. Okay.